Hi everyone, I Sailor Moon, and I Sailor Mini Moon, and today we're going to talk about AEW. And I know AEW's been talked about, it's been scathed, it's been talked about, it's been sadly given on a look that it should never have been given. Now, a lot of, first off, AEW lied about 3 years ago about what they was and was not going to do. First, they say they were not going to be like WWE. Well, that's a lie. They offshoot from everything WWE, WWF has done, everything that MACW, WCW has done. They lie about that, but they do it. Then they go around and tell everyone that they're MACW, WCW, but they're not. That was the first lie they told, and they still make everyone believe it. Then, and here's another thing, they don't really, the ownership doesn't want to take any guilt for anything that goes wrong. Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong, the half owners of AEW, don't want to be held answerable or want to be guilted for anything that goes wrong underneath their watch. They love to guilt everyone else, but they don't want to take any guilt themselves, though. And they don't really know how to work with any of these wrestlers here. I mean, a lot of folks went to AEW 2 years ago thinking that the AEW would know what to do with them, and for a lot of them, they don't. They're just there. And another thing is AEW believing that they're more earnest than WWE. Well, that's their thought and belief, but I don't think they're more earnest than WWE and they're not any more grown up. You know? And they say, oh, we're a true sport. No, skilled wrestling is not a true sport. I am sorry, Shao Kahn and Anthony Kong. The true wrestling is the beginner wrestling. And fighting. Yeah, a whole bunch of fighting that started with Sammy Guevara and some other wrestler, and then offshooted with CM Punk starting a fight with Kenny Omega, Nick Buck, and Mac Buck, or they started a fight with him. Either way, a fight broke out between them. Sammy Guevara starting something with Andrade Ciambis. We don't know, and no one did anything about it. Wrestlers being unhappy with their booking and their writing. So don't, yeah. So don't tell me. So yeah, and 3 years AEW has starting to show that they don't have it all together, that they're not flawless as many AEW followers one make them out to be, or some of their leadership would make it out to be too. Another thing that they're guilty of is is shaming and guilting and sliding and scathing WWE for every single thing, but don't want it done to them. Can I go on? Yes, Sailor Moon. Oh, that's right, Sailor Moon. AEW loves to guilt and shame and slight and scathe every WWE for everything they ever said or did wrong in their 69 years. But they don't want any of that thrown at them in their 3 years. And them going around and telling everyone, oh, we're MACW, we're WCW. Well, you're not. You know, I don't care how many. And not really knowing how to book anything. See, AEW's belief of booking is, well, hey, their belief of booking is just when you put two wrestlers together. But as far as any saga or tale telling, the writing is he hates him and she hates her. Let's have a match. That's it. You know? And somehow, some way, their followers believe they believe that's a saga or a tale or saga telling or tale telling. Well, it's not, but that's what they believe. You know? And somehow they told everyone that they would be seen they would be seen as a stead to be, and it's not true. You know, Yeah, they may have hired a lot more folks than any other wrestling business, but it doesn't make them the greatest now, does it? You know. So at the end of the day, AEW isn't as cool as it once was, and it's never going to be seen that way ever again. WWE has shifted the way they handle themselves, so AEW can bitch and rant all they want, but it's not going to shift anything. AEW sobs about how they missed the good old days. Yeah, about 2 years ago, when Vince McMahon, or about many years ago, when Vince McMahon was doing whatever, all his sad, shameful deeds and behaviors that he did over the years, and what Johnny Ace was doing. And then Shao Kahn, Anthony Kong said, "Oh yeah, we're the greatest." And then that went away. And then they were dealing with Stephanie McMahon and Nick Kong and Hunter Hearst Helmsley instead, and they didn't like it. Yeah. So at the end of the, back to you. Yeah. So you're right, Sailor Mini Moon. AW isn't the greatest skilled wrestling business out there, even if somehow out of luck they got a TBS and TNT deal and somehow they're lucky enough to keep them. Even if they hired all the former hirelings from WWE, which every wrestling business does, so it's no big deal. The big deal comes when they don't know how to book them or write them right. The big deal comes when there's fights going on and they do nothing to stop it. You know? And the big deal comes when they don't want to be guilted or be hold answerable for anything they say or do, as almost if they think they're flawless and they can't do any wrong. And when they go around and tell everyone, hey, we're MACW, WCW, you're not. You know? So you can make, so at the end of the day, WWE has been around for 69 years. And yes, there have been a lot of things that has happened to them. A lot of binds that they were in, some of their own making, some of them not. At the end of the day, they're still around. So I guess that's the winning side, right? Not some 3-year-old startup that's starting to fuck up now and doesn't want to be held answerable for anything or anyone, and thinks they're God's gift to skilled wrestling, which I don't really think they are. So at the end of the day, AEW is not greater than WWE, even though David Meltzer and many of the AEW followers will tell you so, but that's just their thought and belief. You know? So that's my thought. You're right. Alright, Sailor Moon, can I end this? Yes. So, anyway, if you like this film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Our handle's gonna be Sailor Moon for Life too when it shows up sometime later this month. And watch the other filming made yesterday over here. I Sailor Mini Moon, or Sailor Small Moon, or Sailor Little Moon, and I Sailor Moon. I'll see you later. Bye.